Aloha, big wave trading family. I hope everyone is having a great weekend. I'm sure the stock market is, but I wonder if it's going to wake up on Monday with a hangover because as you can see, the ascent of this uptrend is growing. It's getting crazier and crazier. Here is a weekly arithmetic chart of the NASDAQ. If anyone thinks that this is sustainable, it might be, it could be. We could see this thing run to 10,000 before it finally decides to stop. But I tell you what, either way, whenever it does decide to fall, it'll probably be a little nasty pullback. So just keep that in mind if you're investing here. I had a 3-hour meeting on Friday with a good friend that came into a lot of money, and he wanted to put it all to work right now. And so I gave him a very detailed plan using leveraged ETFs over the extreme long term if you have a 20 to 25 year investment horizon. Something I will probably detail out later on, but it's a detailed plan. It works, and it's one that he's going to implement. Hopefully he can do it. He's got to do it every month for the rest of his life if he wants to do this methodology that I have correctly. But the bottom line is that I told him that if I was a financial advisor here and investing, telling people what to do with their money right now, I would tell them to avoid putting it in the market right now due to the 2-year yield on the bonds, due to just the insane uptrend in the market. You can still put some to work, but I would advise putting it all to work. But the bottom line is this market is getting really ridiculous. That's the NASDAQ. That's the New York Stock Exchange. The Russell 2000 isn't as bad, so maybe we can see rotation in and out of there. But the bottom line is that these indexes are, look at the S&P 500. I drew the uptrend line. Look at how far above it. It's now matching up with the 50-day moving average. I could easily see a normal pullback taking us to that uptrend line, 50-day moving average. But moving on from that, now that that's out of the way, I have 6 new long positions. I'm only going to go over 3 that are high quality, high priced. Or excuse me, 4 that are high quality, high price. I'm going to leave out 2 that are not. And then I have 2 ad signals that are quality, but I'm only going to go over 1 that's high price. First off, PRGS. I really like this technical pattern. It's an earnings winner, has consolidated, candle over candle, heavier volume, green bop. You can see the big, large previous uptrend. That's what I always like to see. It's extended, so it's risky, but overall, you're not going to lose a whole lot if we're wrong, if you obey the first stop level. So what I want to do with PRGS, I want to get long, limit order 50.62. First cut loss level, 49.65. Final cut loss level for me, 46.49. But remember, if this level goes out, 50 to all start getting raised before that final 46.49 comes into play. It's semi-cancelum quality stock. It was also confirmed in my price volume BOP scan with that nice overall chart. This was an easy new long position, but I have to make it clear, it is extended short term from the 20-day moving average, so it could easily pull back and fill before it does decide to move higher. But PRGS, pretty nice setup. Still, that being said, MSA might be a better setup. Now, it's not the cleanest chart, but if you look at the larger term uptrend, you can see it's got a big major previous measure move, and it's actually quite tight right now on a weekly. But here it is. Let's see if I can open up that candle just a little bit more just to give it a better look. There we go. So you can see what it's doing. It's retaking out the 50-day moving average, candle over candle, heavier volume, green bop, higher confirmation, pocket pivot point signal. MSA is also a semi-cancelum quality stock that was confirmed in my price volume bop scan. So what I want to do is I want to get long. Limit order 80.67, the high of the day. First cut loss, 78.99, or I believe it's right there. Ooh, I must be, that's right, that's what I did. I thought that was the low. But in fact, it's this low right here, so I have to change it on the website. So first cut loss, 78.91. I knew I made that mistake. Sorry, everybody. 78.91. For now, the final cut loss, this low right here, 77.24. For now, like I said, this level goes. Before this level comes into play, 50 to 100% will be raised on MSA. Then RECN. I really like this technical pattern, but I got to be honest. If I was looking for only stocks that are currently cancelum quality, never would have found it. Would have missed my green bop for 20-day scan this way. Would have missed my max green bop scan. Wouldn't have hit any of my price volume bop surge scans. But RECN used to be cancelum quality. It looks like it's semi-cancelum quality look like, and it looks like based on the estimates that it's going to be a future cancelum quality. So with it being X, semi, and possibly future, good enough for me, especially with BOP. The BOP jump right here isn't just over the past couple of days, it's over the past few days. And this point of bop was higher than this point of bop, and now it's higher than this point right here. That's something that always catches my eye. Then the uptrend has a lot of accumulation, the consolidation, no distribution. Nice tight rounding pattern after a nice strong previous uptrend. Like I said, that's what I like to see. It's not the best stock overall, coming back into favor, but love that previous uptrend, love the quiet cup, love the quiet handle, especially the way this is forming. Even if it can go sideways again, it might give me an add signal on the breakout, but overall, love the pattern. So what I want to do here, get long, limit order 1660, first cut loss level, right there, 1605. And for right now, I think I'm recommending for everyone, your stop should be 1560 probably. It shouldn't fail this candle. Me, I'm going to the lowest green bop low. Since I can't get full positions, once again, the most I can put to any of these trades is 1% of my capital. I'm still fully invested, rotating out of laggards into leaders. But RECM, no matter what, that needs to be your final stop at 1510. Hold on, everyone. I got to sneeze. Whew, that was fun. Okay. And then the final new long position, BREW. BREW initially showed up in my new 52-week highs on above average volume scan. I go over this scan every single day, and it almost never flags a stock, but it finally flagged one, BREW. Looking at BREW on MarketSmith, it's clear to me that it's a future CanSlim quality stock. Beautiful previous uptrend. BREW was also confirmed in my price volume BOP surge scan, so that's a total confirmation. I know the candle looks a little weird, it looks kind of even, but it did more work in the upside than the downside, ever so slightly. Off by 23 cents from the low to the open, only off by 20 cents from the high to close. So it did more positive work in the upper end, making BREW an easy long selection for me. So what I want to do is get long at 1990. I'm not going any higher than the high of the day because it's ever so slightly extended from the 20-day moving average. Getting long at 1990. First cut loss, 1910. For me, second cut loss, 1870. That should probably be your final one. If it's not, 1845 should. And then here's 1815. Now me, because the losses are so low all the way back to 1815, I'm going to carry 4 stops. 1, 2, 3, 4 out of fair disclosure. That's what I'm doing on BREW. Really like the chart, but yeah, we'll see. It may or may not work. This market's so extended, we could wake up one day and they all fail. That's why I'm not going over CNTF, SDPI, MFIN. Those are for me. Those are for you if you want to take a runner. But they're extended quality spec, perfect speculator stocks, and I just don't feel like reviewing them in a market that's this overbought. SPAR. SPAR is basically a buyback ad signal. I moved, whenever SPAR was pulling back here, I moved my final stop to right here. It took it out intraday here, but the initial, since I'm long, the initial long position was right here, this bar right there. So the final cut loss level was right here. Technically, it never gave a reason to hit the final cut loss level, which is actually 1365. So on this day, it never came close to touching it. So on an end-of-day basis, I'm still tracking SPAR, which is why it's an ad signal, but for me, it's a brand new long signal buyback. But SPAR, very nice candle over candle right off support. Even though there's not heavier volume, and even though BOPs fell slightly, BOP is still very strong. The chart pattern is very good. This is very strong support area overall here. A lot of open bars in these candles, open real bodies. The candle over candle, man, that really reduces my risk. So what I want to do, buy back, go long, SPAR 1450, first cut loss right there, 14. Final cut loss right there, 1365. Now the house cleaning items, we've got a lot of sell signals. Where do those go for me? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. There's the 20%ers. So 20% sell signals, RSI profit taking signals. MMM. If you're long MMM, you got to lock in 20% at the market on Monday. THOO, 20% at the market on Monday if you are long. MMM got shaken out. I don't have a position. True, I was never able to get a position. Sky also, once again, shaken out. I was shaken out here. I had too tight of stops because I didn't have a lot of shares. And instead of having one or two shares here and there, I just put them all right here. I was completely knocked out. But look at Sky move higher and higher and higher without me. And the same thing with BSPM, this damn stock. I can't remember. I think I was long right here. I was long here somewhere. Somewhere in here, I got long BSPM. This candle right here shook me out, but I'm still trekking on an end-of-day basis. If you're still long, I think it might have been from here. You've got an 83% gain. You got to lock in 20% if you haven't. For the full sell signals, there's only a couple, but first let's do the 50%. CCS. CCS is a 50% sell signal because it's closing below Thursday's low a day. And this 1-4 low a day while at the same time closing below the 20-day moving average. So it's a confirmation close below the 20-day moving average, confirming a close below the previous day's low a day, and a key support level where I had a previous stop. CCS is a 50% sell signal. I'm moving half of what I have left right here. I have one stop remaining here. One stop remaining here, I believe is where it's at. Not here, it's here. And then one final stop here. So I got 3 stops here with my final 50%, and then for right now, half is at that low. SGMS, never got a position. Thing gapped up here on me. This was the long signal, gapped up here, never came close to filling for me. But if you're long, it's closing below this low a day and its 50-day moving average. Volume's about average. It's just a normal 50% sell signal. If you're long, 50% goes here. Maybe then you have 25% here and then 25% right there if you're still long SGMS. That's more than 100% what I would do. And CVNA hit another one of my stops on Friday, closing below this low, while also closing below its 20-day moving average. That's a 50% sell. I'm moving half to right here. I have 25% here on the final half and the final 25% on the final half right there for now for CVNA. The full sell signals, EDZ, immediate failure. Like I said, safest long signal, highest odds of failing based on this market. We got a great fill at 680, just a few cents away from my stop, which was 677. So got filled at 680, hit 677. 4% end of day loss, but for me it's less than 1%. Now I start doing my half until I have no shares left, and that's going to be a while because it's a pretty large position on EDZ. But if you're long on an end of day basis using the site the way it was meant to, it's a full sell signal. And then there's THO. THO, if this stock is up over 50%, if there's a more than 50% gain the first time a stock goes below its 50-day moving average, it is not a full sell signal. When the gain is not 50% and the bar looks like this, it's always a 100% sell signal. If it was up more, you'd have a lot more room for that initial entry. And even though the 200-day moving average is above my initial entry, there's just too many good stocks out there that if this stock is going to act like this in an uptrending market, what's it going to do whenever the market starts trending lower here if it tops out? So with THO, I've been completely knocked out. I had a stop here, I had a stop here, and I had a stop here. It crashed through all 3 of them in the past few sessions. I actually moved whenever it went through this one. I moved half to here, but I remained some right here also. So I was knocked out of all 3 via the adjustments in the last 2 sessions. But this close below the 50-day moving average on extremely huge volume and extremely heavy red bop, that's a full sell signal without the stock being up 50% plus. So if you're still long, your final cut loss goes to right below Friday's low a day, 136.25. All right, that's it, everyone. I hope you're having a great weekend. A little bit of a long video, but you know, at least I'm keeping them under 20 minutes, which I see so many videos out there over 20 minutes. I don't know who has time to watch these videos, but I can't make them any shorter. I left out 2, 3 long positions, so enjoy. Aloha, everyone. I'll see you in the chat room on Monday.